Our media availabilities here at Dover International Speedway. We are joined by another one of our playoff drivers, Chase Elliott, driver of the number 9 Hooters Give a Hoot Chevrolet. Chase is our most recent race winner, having won at the Charlotte Roval last weekend, and is also the defending race winner here at Dover. Chase, you have a special paint scheme on your car this weekend. Can you just tell us a little bit about that to get it started?
Yeah, just a really cool cause. Obviously, with Hooters being Hooters and the month of October being breast cancer awareness is a good fit, and they've been such a fun partner, and obviously this is for a good cause. I feel like everybody's had a family member or some way been affected by it, unfortunately. So appreciate them being on board and being willing to do something like this and change up their colors. It's not as easy of a thing for a corporate partner to give up their colors to do something cool, and to do something good like this. So appreciate them and what they do.
Awesome, thank you. All right, we'll open up to questions for Chase. Please raise your hand and we'll get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start up front with Claire.
I had to go back to last week, but Claire Beelang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, your burnout, and I asked you about it in Victory Lane, but then when I watched the video and the car is moving and you're on top of the car, and I've talked over the years with drivers about their dream. Denny Hamlin wanted to do so much smoke that he got out and he jumped on top of the car, but never thought the car would be moving. Did you orchestrate that?
No, definitely not. It was an accident. But it was, I guess, a good problem to have. I guess if you forget to put it in gear after you did a burnout, after the race, that's not a bad problem. So, I figured it was going to hit something sometime and stop, so I just let it go.
The video was epic. Yeah. I mean, the video looked great. Really cool.
We go to Steve.
Steve Post from Motor Racing Network. Chase, as you look at this round, your degree of, and historically it's been good, obviously. You won here in the spring, you won Talladega in the spring, you won here last fall, both races. How do you go into this round knowing this should be good, but is it more concerning? Is it less? I mean, how do you come into this round of races that on paper looks awful good for you?
Yeah, I just think you just can't really look at that. I mean, past success doesn't guarantee a good run here Sunday. If it did, we wouldn't put any effort in or wouldn't try, or it'd just be guaranteed, so we just wouldn't come. So, that's part of racing and knowing that if you did have a good run somewhere in the spring or last year, if you only go there once, definitely doesn't guarantee you running good this time. So I think we've just got to keep pushing, and this round's definitely not going to be an easy round. I think it's going to be tough. I think the caliber of cars left, that there's some really strong teams in that 12. So I don't expect this to be easy, and we're certainly going to treat it that way.
I'm going to stay up here in the front. Go to Rich.
Rich Colbert, Motor Racing Network. Looking to next week at Talladega, do you guys have a strategy in place on how you guys are going to run that race?
We've talked about it some. I mean, it's going to look real similar to what it did, Talladega in the spring and then Daytona in the summer. We made a pretty conscious effort with our manufacturer and Chevrolet to try to, do a better job working together, and it worked at Talladega. A Chevrolet won it. A lot of us crashed, but at least the Chevrolet still won the summer race at Daytona. So, hopefully it works out. I mean, we can. That's the thing. We can put as much effort as we want or as little effort as we want, and it's never going to guarantee you not crashing or not, having a bad day there. So, I expect we'll do our part. Certainly going to do our end to try to, make as good a day as we can out of it, but no guarantees.
Also, 50th anniversary for Talladega this year as well. What does Talladega mean to you, being from Georgia? And I know you went to that track many a time with your dad, but what does that track mean to you and it being the 50th anniversary?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't been around for very many of the 50, but the racetrack has always kind of felt like a home race to me, really close, really as close as anywhere. It's almost as close as going to Atlanta distance-wise. So it's, always been, anytime you race close to home is nice because you don't have to go very far to go over there to the track, which is why I like it. And definitely the crowd, I feel like, makes you feel at home too, and they certainly made me feel like that in the spring. So I look forward to getting back over there, and if it goes good, it goes good, and if it doesn't, then we'll figure it out after that.
We're going to come all the way up to the front and then go to Pat.
Hey, Chase, Matt Pensick, WRDE TV. Talked recently about your success here. Even if you go back last year, you were in position to win that race. What do you attribute to being able to have such success here at this track?
Well, I think, I've been lucky to have some fast cars, and I think, obviously Jimmy's success over the years here has laid a great foundation for our cars to have speed and just his natural feel for the track. So I honestly think a lot of it is him and being able to lean on him throughout practice, and that's been an asset to us. So I'm going to continue to lean on him. Hopefully it helps this weekend and we can have a solid day and try to get some more bonus points.
Pat DeCola, NASCAR.com. Joey was just in here, and he kind of alluded to the fact that the playoffs seem to benefit veteran drivers, and they're able to handle the pressure a little bit differently than the younger guys. But as a younger guy who seems to be doing pretty well right now, what's your take on that?
That's his opinion, and he's entitled to it. So whatever makes him feel good.
But do you feel that the playoffs do benefit veterans, or?
I think it benefits to do their job the best.
We'll go to Dustin. Right up front here.
Dustin Albino, front stretch. I apologize for also going back to last week, but Chase, you've obviously proven you're pretty good at road courses. Where did you initially learn to road race?
I started racing. I was racing some go-karts, I guess, when I was little. We did some road course racing on go-karts. I'm not really sure that counts for anything, but did a little bit there. But then really, I guess, once we started racing some ARCA races, started racing some road courses in the ARCA Racing Series there. I don't know, I guess that was 2011, 2012, something like that. So that was kind of my first stab at running in a stock car, and through ties with Chevrolet and whatnot, had a chance to spend some time at Ron Fellows driving school out in Vegas, and that never hurts. I mean, obviously those cars are different, and driving a Corvette versus one of our cars is very different, but at the same time, a lot of the techniques I think you can learn from, and obviously Ron has been a great one to lean on with all his success. So, the ARCA days, I guess, was our first stab at a stock car on a road course, but I've enjoyed it, and it's been a challenge for sure, but I've enjoyed the challenge, and last week went good. Doesn't mean the next road race is going to go good, but you enjoy it while you can.
I'm going to stay in that same row with Dave and then go to Steve.
David Siegel, NASCAR Home Track. Speaking of ARCA, and you obviously had experience with K&N as well, they announced the merger for next season, bringing the 4 series together with 4 different champions. What are your thoughts on that?
To be completely honest with you, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to the news this week, so I really don't know enough of the details of it to give you a really good quote. So I apologize for staying off Twitter this week.
I'm jealous of you if you stayed off Twitter this week. Steve Post from Motor Racing Network. Chase, first few laps here at Dover, the up and the down, the challenge of this racetrack, the nature of it. What are the first few laps like? How much of an attention getter it is? I mean, you've done it before, but what are the first few laps like in this practice session coming up?
Yeah, it's always a challenge, and I think that's what makes Dover fun. I think for the drivers and the teams is how much it can change throughout a day. And typically, I'm not sure, has anybody been on the track yet for practice? Xfinity has, so K&N has. So yeah, typically the first one I feel like is always really fast and the pace is up, and it's not, to me, in the past it seems like when we've been good here, the balance of your car, you don't want it to be real good. I feel like to start, you don't want it to be perfect, I don't think. Or if it is, I think you just have to know in your mind that we have some work to do and get a direction. So, yeah, I mean, it's laps on the track, but definitely not the environment that you're going to see on Sunday after halfway.
Do you have anything final for Chase? All right, Chase, thanks for joining us. Good luck this
Thanks.
weekend.